Hi guys, this is like the first post on my new channel, I think, but I posted on my TikTok. I cannot think of what it is now. I'll leave it in the description, but, this video is pretty much just gonna be, like, a few things to do, like, in self-defense, because I can't think of anything else to do right now. So, literally that's all I'm gonna do, because I suck right now, and I have nothing better to do all night. So, I said on my TikTok that I was gonna do, like, headlock, how to get out of a headlock and stuff, and there's a few ways. Only one that I've ever used, because that's the only one that's ever worked it for me. So that's like the only one I remember. But how my cousin puts me in a headlock, he just does it like this. How my brother tries to put me in a headlock, he tries to put me in a sleeper hold like this. It's with their head right here against your hand, their arm right here. And if you're in a sleeper hold, they'll most likely try to lean back with you. And if they are your size or smaller than you, then you can most likely grab onto their arms, jump up, and you can fall back on them, and it won't hurt you as much because they're cushioning your fall. And then you can most likely get out of there because they just fell with another person on top of them. So you can most likely get away before they recover from that. And then if you're in a normal headlock like this, is where your head is just right here, then what I normally do is if they're bigger than you or your size, you can elbow them in the chest or stomach or like right here, and it'll hurt. And that's normally what I do. And then if someone's gonna punch you, there's a few things you can do. What I do, I'll like lean back, like if I catch them early enough, like when they're about to punch. But normally you can't catch them that early. If someone has a knife, like they're gonna try to stab you like that or like that, then you can grab their arm and then grab the back of their neck, like right here. And that's a pressure point, and you can use that, and you put them down on the ground, and you put your knee on their back. And I mean, there's a couple different ways you can do that, and I can also I do that when people are punching too. It's just plant one foot and swivel back, dodge the knife, and take them out. You can put your knee on their back just holding them down, or you can actually like put most of your weight on your knee, and you can like, it'll make it a little bit harder for them to breathe, make their back hurt for a little while, and then it'll take them a minute to get up and get out of and start chasing you, so you have a pretty good chance of getting away doing that. Let me think. If anyone is ever like starting to fight at school or something, then you don't actually have to hit them, because if they kick, it depends how they kick. If they're kicking from the side like that, then you can most likely grab their leg before it hits you, like right before it hits you, and you can normally just lift up and they'll fall back, and they'll fall flat on their back. If they're is kicking you like that, then just swivel, grab their leg, do the same thing. And I mean, they're just falling. So you actually like shouldn't get in trouble with that unless the teachers freaking hate you. If you go to Harrison, then just hope Miss Piper isn't there. Or at Bergman, because I know she subs at Bergman too. Just hope she isn't there, because she's really strict. And she pretty much hates me. I don't know why. She just doesn't like me. But I'm trying to think of what else you can do. If someone tries to punch you in the stomach, you can just like swivel and again catch their fist if you're fast enough, or just keep dodging and they'll run out of energy eventually. Trying to think what else I could say. Because normally, like, my cousins only use, like, punching, headlocks, kicking, and then they might tackle you. And what you do if someone tackles you, if you're flat on your back, depends how you have your arms. Normally, if someone tries to tackle me, I'll put my arms like this, because then I can just lift up and roll over and keep them down. And what you do in that position is you'll put your knee on their chest, then with your other leg hold down their legs, and then with your arm try to just hold down their arms with your elbow and fist. And then, like, if you're actually like fighting, like it's like they're trying to beat the crap out of you, then you can just keep on punching them like that. And their head is against the ground, so you can do serious damage like that. So don't hit that hard, but if it's like, and what I prefer you would do in that situation is don't hit their nose too hard, but if you hit right here, then you can just hit right there, and like their eyes will tear up some, so they won't be able to see the best. And then if someone is trying to punch you, then as they're trying to punch you, you can maneuver and you can punch them in the throat, and that will immobilize them for like a couple seconds. They'll cough for a minute, try to breathe again, and you can get out of there while you have the chance. And if you aren't going to try to get out of there, then while they're stunned, hit them in the stomach. When they're leaned over recovering, and you can push on their back, and then you can put your knee on their back. Act like you're tackling them. If someone rolls you over when you tackle them, it depends what position you're in. But preferably, try to lay flat. You're most likely going to be flat. Don't try to lay flat. You're most likely going to be laid out flat and their arm across your chest. And literally, all you can do is just lay back. If they don't have something holding your legs down, then you can use your leg and try to knee them. And that's just about the best you can do. If they're not punching you in the face, then you can most likely headbutt them. If you can't headbutt them, then they can only hold down your shoulders. So you can use your forearms, pretty much that's it. So you can do whatever you can in doing that. And then if somebody's just standing there waiting for you to try to hit them first, you most likely just try to fake. It could kick, like, act like you're gonna kick, but pull back last second before they can like, if they're trying to grab your foot, pull back last second. And then when you're punching, don't go all the way, just a little bit. Try to stay a little close to them and punch. Don't go all the way. Don't extend your arm all the way, or that can pop your elbow or shoulder, and that can make it a lot harder or when you're fighting. Do not start fights. If someone starts a fight with you, then finish it. If you don't finish it, then if you go to Harrison School District, then you can probably find me at the middle school, and because I'm going into 7th grade, so but I won't be at the middle school this year because I'm stuck doing online classes. But trying to think what else you could do. You can use just about anything as a weapon. And then one way, I've used this as pepper spray many times. Literally just mix Germ-X and laundry detergent. Like, I will literally show you guys how that works. And it literally just hurts their eyes so freaking much. Like, it hurts. So, it's gonna be dark in here. Fudge. Oh. I'm just using a little container to do this in right now. Trying to find where I can set my phone. Okay, I'm just gonna set it down. So I have this little container. And that was too much fudge. I'm just gonna put it in the washer for now. Okay, literally just like a little bit. I don't know measurements, so I'm not really the best at that. So let me take this back in my room. This video is gonna be a lot longer than I thought it would be. Trying to prop my phone up, sorry. Okay, there we go. So after you have like the little bit of laundry detergent, you can literally just put Germ-X in it. And I know right now, because of the virus, it's gonna be hard to find Germ-X. I'm literally just gonna use like this entire bottle because I have a lot more. And I don't know how much this is gonna take, because that's why I use so little, because I have not made this in a while. I think it doesn't take a whole lot though, so I'm literally just gonna use that. And then I'm using this. Normally it gets like really thin, like you can actually spray it, and it's actually getting there. So just stir it for a while. It'll get like this consistency, like not really consistency, but it'll get like a, well, I used a pink thing, so it's gonna be like a purpley color for me, but that's a more watery thing now. I'm probably gonna try to put more Germ-X in it, but you don't need much of that, and like just get it close to their eye and it actually burns your eyes. So like really, this is actually really useful. And like, I know there's some perfume bottles that you can like refill, and you who can use those and all kinds of stuff and put this in them. And that's what I always do. I always use perfume bottles because that already hurts my eyes, just getting it close to my eyes. So, and like, if it does cause serious damage to the person, only use this in emergencies because that's the only time I've ever used this. And the person literally like had a hard time seeing for like the next couple hours, which is what's supposed to happen, but it's literally just making your own pepper spray. I'm gonna put this in a spray bottle later, but you should probably use a little more Germ-X because mine is still pretty thick, but probably put more Germ-X in it. And literally just make your own pepper spray. And then you can use anything as a weapon, like you have a speaker, whack them in the head with it because this actually hurts, and I have multiple of these, and I almost always have one with me. Even like candy pencils and stuff, like the Juicy Drop things, you can like stab a person with it, and it actually hurts if you hit them in the right place, especially with this end, because that hurts my hand. And then there's a lot of pressure points you can use against people. One that you can use if they're just sitting there waiting for you, then you can, well, this isn't really a pressure point, then you can like kick them behind their knee, and that'll force them to drop down for a second, and that's like your opening to get either to get away or win the fight. Use anything as a weapon, anything you can find. It depends what you're using. If you find like a pipe or something, then try not to hit them that hard, just like enough like to stun them or knock them out. Try not to hit their temples very hard, or their nose, because that can kill them. Trying to think what else. Oh, pressure points. There's some like right at your ears, and then like right where you can check your pulse, you can press there, and that'll actually hurt them, and it can choke them for a second. Right here, there's a pressure point that actually hurts. Right here, there's a pressure point on their arm. There's one right here on their wrist. Literally, like, just where you can see the veins, right there. And then, in between just about each knuckle, not there, it's it's the middle knuckle. Right there, if you press, then that is a pressure point, and you can do that in between just about any knuckle. And then right here, if you press right here, that is a pressure point. Trying to think of what else there is that I could say. So I'm just gonna have a 20-minute long video of like self-defense. This is not what I'm normally gonna be posting. And I'm hoping, because it's either this weekend or next week, my aunt's niece is supposed to be over. I don't know where she's from, but I know she's from like another state, a ways away. My papa and Mike, my aunt's dad, my aunt that was married into the family's dad, he's gonna fly out there and then fly out to get her, and then he's gonna drive back, and it's like a 24-hour drive, and then they're gonna stop to see the Grand Canyon and all kinds of stuff. And then when they get here, I'm most likely gonna go to a water park or something, is what he said. But I don't know, because of the virus. But we have not seen each other in, I think, a couple years. So if I can, I'm most likely going to try to do some videos with her. So I have like no followers. And then I don't have my comments turned on, so let me think. I don't really check my DMs on my TikTok, and I cannot think of what's my freaking... I'll put my Instagram in the description, and then yeah, that's just about it. And then I already said I'd put my TikTok in the description. Oh yeah, there's one more thing I was gonna say. If you're like at a, okay, like, adults for one, especially girls. I know a lot of guys, because I get along better with adults in general, just because I was raised a lot differently than most kids, so I'm truthfully a lot more mature than most kids. I mean, sometimes I don't act like it because I've acted more mature since I was little. So when I get the chance, I act so freaking childish. If you're like at a bar or something, if you think someone's watching you or following you, then you can I know there's a lot of guys out there that are actually like pretty cool dudes that, like, if you walk up to them, just like glance or like barely point in the direction of someone of the person you think is watching you, and just act like you're dating one of them. I know a lot will just think you're a weirdo or something. A lot will just ignore you. But I know there's the actually cool dudes that will play along with you and help you get out of there safe. And I know, like, at a park, like, if someone comes up to me, like, if they look like they're an adult, like, because I was raised around a lot of like, when I was little, I was around a lot of felons and drug addicts, so, like, I can tell what someone on drugs looks like. So, like, if you feel like someone's watching you or something, or someone's, like, following you, if you see me, like, especially if you're, like, pretty much up to at least, like, as long as you at least, like, look somewhat young, because, like, if you're an adult and you approach me, I'm gonna say you're most likely gonna be a girl, but because most guys I know actually are pretty strong, I'm not saying that, like, I wouldn't talk to a guy like that, but, like, especially if you look like around my age, you can just come up to me, like, and I'll most likely, like, if someone comes up to me, I'll most likely immediately look at their eyes, because that's a lot of the time how I can tell if someone's lying, because they'll, like, glance a certain way. And you're, like, trying to think, like, or something. But, like, you can, like, glance towards a person or, like, barely just point to them or gesture towards them. And I'll most likely notice, like, if you think they're following you or something. If you see me or any of my friends that I will be showing in videos eventually, you can just gesture towards them or, like, barely mouth, like, I think someone's following me or something. The guy over there is acting sus, like, little things like that I will notice. And I'll most likely be there with either my grandparents or my uncles. If I'm there with my great-grandma, then, which I really doubt because she refuses to take me to parks, mostly because of the virus and it's way too hot, but, like, you think someone's watching you, just, if you see me or any of my friends that I will be posting, it'll most likely be in Harrison, in Arkansas, just because, but, like, if you see us out there, then you can come up to us. If I think you're acting sus or something, I will most likely put my hands behind my back and signal like someone if I think you're acting sus, but I'll most likely have my hands behind my back anyways, whether you're acting sus or not, just because that's how I am. And that's the easiest way for me to, like, dodge and all. Like, if someone's starting a fight, then I'll most likely have my hands behind my back, like, hi. But, if you are acting sus, I will gesture to someone to come over there, just in case, and I promise you there will be someone watching me, because Harrison, there's a lot of messed up people, and I just don't really trust anyone, but, like, which is why I have ways to tell if people are lying, because I can tell by the tone of your voice, the way you're talking, and the way you move your eye, is the way you, like, gesture and move your hands. I have a million ways to tell if people are lying, so I will know. But you can most likely come up to me, if you're my age especially, you can come up to me and I will most likely be with my grandparents or my uncles, and my uncles I know can fight because most of them have told me about their fights. If I'm not with one of my uncles, then I'm with my grandparents, and both my grandpas are, like, big guys, so, like, and they know how to fight, or they are intimidating. If I'm not with one of them, then I'm with my grandma Peggy, and I most likely have my cousin Isaac there with me, and he's younger, he's like a few months younger than me, but he's the one I used to fight all the time, and he's good at fighting. He's strong, and he's good at fighting. Plain and simple, he will defend people. Trying to think. If I'm with one of my uncles, then most of my uncles are pretty cool guys. But if I'm not with any of them, then I'm probably with one of my friends. And still, most of them, their parents can fight. Just because most people in Harrison can fight. Because I know a lot of people in Harrison went to, like, Valley Springs or Harrison or Jasper or Deer schools, and most of them know how to fight, because especially, like, Harrison, because, like, bullying is bad at Harrison, and there's, like, a lot of spoiled brats at Harrison, so which is one reason I know how to fight, because I mean, I don't really need to, because a lot of my friends, well, a few of my friends, I'm friends with a couple boys that are twins, that used to get in fights a lot, so a lot of people, like, don't really mess with them. So people will know, like, since I'm friends with them, you mess with me, you mess with them, they will beat you. They aren't really as violent anymore, and one of them used to have really bad I had anger issues. He's not as bad anymore, but he will beat you up if you mess with his friends. And same with me. I find out, like, this is a warning to just about any of my friends, like boyfriends or girlfriends. You cheat on them or hurt them, I'll beat you up. Unless you got a really good reason, and I mean really good reason. If you cheated on them, then there ain't no good reason, and I will beat you up. And or I will get my friends to beat you up. Or I'll call you out on social media for being a cheater or a player or something. And I will. This is not a threat. This is a warning. And like also to like their boyfriends or girlfriends, just purely to mess with you, I will just like, if we're hanging out, whether you're on the phone with them or not, I'll be like just purely to mess with you. I may still be in like middle school, but I will do this, and I have done it. I was walking somewhere with my friend. I was just walking to McDonald's because it's just down the road from where I live. And so her boyfriend calls. I'm like, pick up. And so we're ordering at McDonald's, and I'm just like, hey babe, do you want an ice cream? Just purely to mess with you. I will say that kind of crap. Just purely to mess with you. And I don't care who you are, what you're doing. I don't care. Just purely to mess with you. I will do that. And I'll do it in a boy's voice because I can like make myself sound like a boy. So just purely to mess with you, I will do this crap. So be ready. Also to people at Harrison. I'm friends with a lot of the gays and bi people. I know a lot of them. I know like a few groups of them. So you mess with them, you mess with me, and I will kill. Well, not kill, but you better watch your back at that point. Because like, if you act like it just bothers you so freaking much, like you're homophobic or something, then I will literally just go to my friends like, okay, they're homophobic. We need to literally make like a private thing on our socials that only they can see to make it look like, and we will post it on social media. We will. Who you like that you're homophobic, and who we found that out from, and how we found that out. Because we will know. And you need to get over that because there's a lot of gays and bi people in the world now. So you need to get over that, or become a Karen is all I'm gonna say. If you ain't gonna get over that, become a Karen. I'm not saying Karens are homophobic, but the ones I have met are, but And truthfully, I don't mean Karen, like, become a Karen as, like, insulting you. I mean it as, like, they act like the world revolves around them, is pretty much what I mean by that. So it's not like I'm trying to be mean or rude. It's just I'm warning people by saying you're a Karen, pretty much. Like, if you work at a store and this person goes to that store, try to avoid them at all costs. Plain and simple is pretty much all I'm doing if I call you a Karen. So, yeah. Bye, guys.